What's happening? This is 911, and you are tuned in to ABG Podcast. As always, man, you know how we do it. Let's get to it. So today, it's only fitting that I'm bringing this man here in on a Sunday, man. He has a testimony, man. We're about to get into, man. This is my big brother, one of my mentors, one of my music partners, producers growing up, man. Man, you wear a lot of hats.
For
Man,
sure,
I'm
fam.
welcoming in Chris Jacobs to the show, man. What's up, big Chris?
Man, I appreciate you having me, family. All love, all love. Appreciate
Yes, sir, man. You know, we've been talking about this episode for a minute
you.
now,
Right?
man. It's been, you know, we just had to get the right timing for it and just be in the right space because it's a real story. When I tell people, man, it was only fitting we did this on the Sunday, man. This is a real testimony you're about to hear. This is a real story of perseverance, overcoming, and what the show stands for, what it epitomizes, accomplish and visualize, go. All that's gonna be encompassed in here. And I
That's right.
jokingly call him Lazarus, and you'll see as we get into the story why I call him that, but he has a profound story. So, Big Chris, man, how you been doing though? Before we get into everything, man.
Man, I feel blessed right now. I'm thankful. Just life. Good vibes,
Hey,
positivity. I'm in a very spiritual place, so just good vibes, dog. Enjoying life, man. Doing everything I can do to uplift others and uplift myself.
that's what's up, man. Now, like I say, you do have a testimony. We're gonna kind of get into we're gonna kind of get into the story, but we're gonna set this up. Well, we're gonna set the table for 'em.
For sure.
So let's explain life growing up and just kind of your normal day-to-day experiences of what you did growing up before you experienced the medical emergency you faced.
Man, to be honest with you, just this let's start it from, like you said, let's start from the top. Man, the majority of my life, I've been a very unhealthy person. Just, I live life, good kid, good
Mm-hmm.
family. My mom, grandma did everything they could to raise me. Can't complain, no kind of way about that.
Mm-hmm.
Life has been, even in the unhealthy phase, life was really, really good for me. But I had a lot of bad habits, man. Growing up, I loved all the wrong things. I just didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
So, a typical day for me, everybody know the majority of my life I've been a very, very unhealthy, big, obese man, like a huge man.
Mm-hmm.
So, my average day in life, I love to eat.
Yeah.
I was blessed. My grandmother taught me how to cook. So I can make any type of roux from scratch, red or brown.
And look, not to cut you off, but hey, I'm a witness to that. That man really get down to the kitchen with that. And just like I always tell y'all, this is a real friend, big brother to show. I
That's
done
right.
experienced that, so he not just talking. But go ahead, man.
That's right. So, like I said, I just love to cook. So, my average day, when as I'm sitting here thinking about it, talking to you, on an average day, what most people look forward to doing other things, I look forward to eating.
Mm,
I love to eat, bro. Like
mm.
I, like my average day on for lunchtime. This is no cap. For lunch, I'm going to Popeyes. I'm going to get me a 6-piece chicken. This is for lunch.
Yeah,
6-piece chicken. I'm on all thighs, 6 pieces,
boy,
and
that's
that,
my piece. Yeah,
and then they used to have those onion rings. I'm
boy,
getting them. I'm getting them onion rings, and I don't want one biscuit. I was getting 2 biscuits.
man. And look, this Louisiana Popeyes, y'all. This ain't them knockoffs. We from the boot now. It's real deal bird.
Right. So, uh, as I sitting here talking to you, thinking about the beginning, I
Mm-hmm.
just really ate bad. Big boy, just constantly eating and doing the wrong things. I could remember sitting down talking with you and Snack, and I would tell y'all, I'm getting chicken.
Yeah.
And we'll go back to another statement I used to always make. I say, if I got to go out, I'm going to go out and join eating bad. And,
Yeah.
and I literally did that. I ate bad all the time, fam. So, you know, my beginning stages for me was a lot of ignorance because I didn't know any better. We
Mm-hmm.
we we grew up with a lot of the wrong foods. We just didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was telling us, no, you shouldn't have all this sodium. You shouldn't have all that salt. You
Mm.
shouldn't have all that fried food. You shouldn't have all that bread. Nobody told me that bread has tons of sugar in it. Everybody knows as we get older, sugar is cancer's friend. Cancer and
Mm.
sugar belong together.
Yeah.
Cancer feeds off sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Diseases feed off sugar. And I love to have sugary foods. I used to love to have the Kool-Aid with all the sugar in it. The
Mm.
wrong kind, the Sprites with the ice. I had to have the crush ice with the Sprites.
Man.
So,
Yeah.
so to sum that up, I just was a guy, just the basic average everyday American, really. Eating bad, had no problem with life, enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
life, but eating bad and having consequences from eating bad, man. That
Now,
pretty much sums.
before you
Mm-hmm.
get into those, like that next phase of consequences and all that stuff, though, like you said, a lot of this stuff was something that culturally we didn't know. Like you said, we from
Right,
Louisiana, we from the South, so a lot of stuff that was scraps and stuff, and then black people like all over the country, they ain't bad, but down south, we took the scraps of the pigs and all that,
right.
we made bad food delicacies. So
That's
a
right.
lot of the stuff that you're saying that you grew up doing, like you said, it was just it wasn't willful ignorance. We just didn't know. We didn't
That's
have
right.
diet plans. We didn't have like growing up. We didn't have the internet like this to see. Oh man, you ain't
No,
supposed to be eating like this, or
that's
you
right.
see people. So even though we were eating bad, because I was a product of it too, and I still love fried food to a fault. That's my vice. But it wasn't one of them things like, hey, we did it willingly or knowingly, I should say.
That's right.
It's like a cultural thing. Being down south, everybody know when you watch movies and they say, man, some soul food, some down south soul food or something like that. So that's what the South known for eating.
That's right.
So do you think like culturally though, like where we grew up and the stuff like had a big part, not just you, but the way we eat in general?
It had a very big part because, like you say, we down south,
Mm,
and everybody down south can cook. We
mm,
love good food. I mean, we grew up with it. Like you
yeah,
said, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have resources
yeah,
telling us, whoa, I'm really playing with fire here. We didn't
yeah.
know.
Looking at labels.
Yeah, we didn't know how to read that type stuff, man.
Mm,
And then our families were doing the best they could in the South. Like you say, no part of the pig went bad. No
none.
part.
Rooted to the tooth.
Every part of him getting used, and we learned how to make it taste good.
Yes, Lord.
We worked with what we had,
Mm,
and I guess in looking in hindsight, doing the best you can, you can't complain about it. But when you know
mm.
better, you do better.
You do better.
Right.
Mm. Right. Okay. Now that we done kind of got, the diet and where the diet came from, just like you say, you wasn't nobody going out there just saying, hey, I'm just knowingly eating bad and stuff like that. But when it did come, when I guess you could say the rubber meets the road, when you had, your experience, and I'll let you talk about it as much as you want to delve into it, but kind
Okay.
of get into what kind of brought your life after this, but I'll let you take it from here.
For sure. Well, like I said, I was eating very, very bad, and I started as I started getting older.
Mm,
Along with the eating bad, what I didn't see was I was going to start having other problems. So when I started walking from one place to another, I was hurting,
mm,
and I started feeling some kind of way with my body,
mm,
pains, all type. And this was a continuous thing, just going on every day, just continuously. And the worst part was I didn't stop eating bad. I kept eating bad.
mm, mm,
So, long story short, the rubber to hit the road. I was at work one day, and I started feeling some kind of way. I don't know. I really can't even describe the feeling because it was no pain,
mm.
but it was a weird, weird feeling. Something was telling my body, "Whoa, dude, something going on with you."
Yeah, yeah.
I called my mama. and I said, "My something don't seem right."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Son, just go to the hospital." So I did that at work. Left the job straight from my job. Drove myself to the hospital, and I remember sitting in the waiting room, and I was texting my church choir.
Mm-hmm.
We was just playing around, still alert, state of mind, like, and I'm laughing and joking with them, and I told them, I want to learn this record called "Hang On."
Mm-hmm.
It's oxymoron. I said, I want to learn this record
Man.
named "Hang On,"
Yeah.
and all of them was like, "Sure, man." And we texting the group, laughing, and to sum that story up quick, that's the last thing I remember happening to me.
Wow.
After that, I was told that I died. I coded 3 times. Now, the information I'm giving you at this point, what's weird about it, I don't know any of it.
Yeah.
I'm only knowing what everybody witnessed.
Let me ask you this, Chris, because like you said, this was a regular day. You was leaving work, you texting back and forth. Like I know as black men, we don't do a lot of the going to the doctor and getting like
No,
screenings and stuff year to year.
no,
So had you ever been told like, hey, I'm diabetic or something like that? Or was this your first really medical emergency where you had to really just learn all this at that time?
this was my first real medical emergency. I would go to the doctor and get checkups every once in a while, but most African American men, we don't think about the doctor. We don't. We don't.
Exactly.
We don't think about you know regular checkups or doing things to keep our health right. We just go through life every day.
Yeah.
So, so I hadn't had an occurrence or anything at this level nowhere or no point in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the heart attack and I coded, and it was so real till my mom had started planning my funeral because I was gone. I was, the first code was a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Second code was a few minutes, and the third code was like 30 or 40 minutes.
Man, and look,
Yeah,
pause right there because I want people to understand like what you're saying, how it resonate with me. This is what you're going through. This is what your mom is preparing. You know, like you brought up Snack earlier. Snack he don't really show too much emotion, don't too much rattle him. He
right,
called me and was like, I hear it, and then you know how when you hear people voice tone, people that you really know or that you really locked in with, they ain't even
right,
got to be around you. You can hear their voice pattern. He said, "Hey
right,
man, you might want to prepare for Chris." And I'm like, prepare for Chris? Well, like he didn't even want to just say it. He was like,
right,
I'm just telling you, just kind of get prepared because I keep you posted. He just coded a couple times. I'm talking, with his mom or whatever. We trying to figure it out. But he say, from what I'm hearing now, man, just get yourself prepared. And so that's the part of the story you telling that, but the information
right,
I'm receiving. But go ahead.
right. And that's 1,000% accurate. And everybody had a right to feel like they felt at that moment because I was gone.
Mm,
And so the last code, 30 something minutes, and you don't have a heartbeat.
that's
That's not,
powerful.
yeah, that's not real. But they had one doctor for some odd reason didn't give up on me. Him and the nurse just rubbed my heart. They said
Yeah.
they saw life in me.
Mm-hmm.
So they just rubbed my heart, and then I think they got my heartbeat to like 1 beat per minute,
Mm-hmm.
and then it started getting like 3 beats per minute, and then they
Man.
they finally shook me back,
Mm-hmm.
and I maybe woke up 3 4 days later. They had me in a cold suit to preserve my
Mm-hmm.
body, and
Man.
yeah, man, I wasn't supposed to. For whatever reason, the creator decided, you know what? I'm not gonna let you out of here yet. We're gonna give you an entire reset. And so,
Now,
mm,
hold on. Before you get going any further, I want to ask you this because you mentioned earlier too, you're on a spiritual journey, and I think everybody has those questions of life after death, or what would they do in a near death experience, or do you see something like being that you experienced death? I don't think too many. I can't say I talk to nobody that experienced death to the
right,
extent that you have looked it in the face.
Right.
In that moment of lingo was like a purgatory, I guess you would say. Did you
Right.
feel anything? Did you see anything that you could be like hang on to, or was it just an empty void for you?
This has been the number one question that most people, close people that know me, they ask.
Mm,
And my answer is I saw nothing.
nothing.
Nor did I remember. It was no light.
Hmm.
It was no darkness. It was nothing. I don't even remember what happened, fam.
Man.
But yeah, that's my journey. I hear people say, there was this light, or
Mm,
you know, I'm not gonna sell anybody no wolf tickets on my life. I'm gonna
yeah.
tell it exactly like it was, and I didn't see anything, brother.
I'm gonna tell you what's funny about that is I was watching Tombstone the other night. You know, we always me and you movie heads,
Right?
Tombstone's one of my favorite movies, the Western. But I don't know if you remember when Wyatt brother got shot. And
Mm-hmm.
they came and they was in the saloon and he was shooting pool, but after they tried to work on him, they couldn't, he was slipping away. But when
Right.
he pulled wide to him, when he I guess, you can feel those last moment of life, like if you're going through something traumatic like that, and he
Right.
pulled him to him, he said, "Why? You know what I asked you about seeing that light?" Why was like, "Yeah." He said, "Man, I don't see nothing." You know what I'm saying? So that just
Mm-hmm.
your story just took me there because that
Right.
in the movie it was kind of the same thing that
Right.
played out. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Didn't see a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I just remember waking up and being very cold.
Mm.
That's the only thing I remember.
Mhm.
That what was happening. My emotions were really all over the place at that time. I'm eccentric. I'm not a very emotional person.
Exactly.
But knowing that I actually died when the doctor explained to me, sir, you died. Like you died. You didn't die once. You didn't die twice. You died 3 times.
Like, what is that conversation like, Big Chris? Hearing that verbiage and they're talking about you. That's not some witness. They're
Right.
talking to you.
Right. It was a surreal moment for me because at that moment, really, at that moment, I realized, God had a bigger purpose for me because He allowed me to stay here. So I understood, okay,
Mm.
this is an entire reset. Like who this guy is,
Mhm.
God must have killed him off and said, I'm gonna reset you. And,
Man.
and that's what I feel. I feel like how the farmers do when
Mhm.
they're trying to get fertile ground. They burn the grass. They
Mm.
burn it all down
Yeah. Yeah.
to make sure they can get the crops right. That's the feeling I had. I had to burn it all down, man. And
Now,
mm,
take me to the people that were kind of coming in and out the room that knew the situation. Your mom, like the look on their faces, because I know that sometimes they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Sometimes the doctor telling you, and I know you're probably I don't know how just alert you were at the time to hear it and really just receive all of it once you finally came back. But just the look on people's faces, just can you kind of go through that?
what I saw at that time was a lot of joy.
Mm-hmm.
I was able, even though I wasn't fully just alert of everything,
Mm-hmm.
I felt a lot of joy from a lot of people, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
relief,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because it's affected my mom, my son, my family,
Mm.
friends, and so it just was a lot of relief for a lot of people seeing that this guy made it through.
Yeah.
Some of the worst type of adversity. It's not normal. As I look at my story, nothing about my story, especially to get to this point, nothing about it is normal.
It gets Lord.
So the only thing I could really, from just being pragmatic, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like the Father gave me a reset. So
Mm.
that's the best way to put that. The family was happy to see me.
Mm-hmm.
All my friends, all y'all were happy to see me.
Man.
Everybody was glad that I made it through and I had another chance. So I was very thankful in those moments.
Man, and we all was praying, man. I know you probably felt the love and the outpour, but I'm here praying and texting. When EJ told me at first, I'm like, snap. I'm like, it messed me up because I'm like, huh? Like, I'm trying to process that because, like I said, me and you had a lot of late
Right.
conversations, a lot of
Right.
late night with man. We all did the group thing,
Right.
with the music stuff. But there was a lot of time I spent with you just talking, and
Right.
you putting fat on my head, and so I'm just sitting there thinking about all that. Like, damn, man, that's about to be gone, and so it kind of caught me off guard, and for a while, man, until I really could hear your voice, because like I say, with
Right.
that much going on, you can't really call. You depending
Right.
on people's reports back to you. So
Right.
until I heard your voice, man, it just really hit that relief. Like, okay, my big brother back, man. I heard it in your
That's
voice.
right.
It sounded good, but that initial coming back, man, because now when people hit this redemption part, this is where
Mm.
the story gonna really. You think that
Well,
part
well,
gonna be?
before we go any further, I just thought about something else I had in my favor.
Mm,
From what I'm understanding, the hospital was a little overwhelmed with the amount of people
mm,
that was there to actually see. So many people saw that I actually was out of here. So, I,
yeah,
the hospital, they saw the level of support from some of the local guys to a lot of the
man,
city officials. This was all coming to me. What was told to me, everybody from every walk of life was there to support me. So
man.
I was thankful for that also, to have so many people behind me. So that kind of had a bullseye on the hospital too, to know if we can save this guy,
Can't slip.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was in my favor also.
Hey man, the city, you definitely for people that don't know, man, he is a program director. Done a lot with music around the community of Alexandria, Louisiana. Been involved with church programs, church choirs, and a lot of musician ministry around the city. So when he says he gets our poor love, he is known from all walks of life, man. If you call yourself being involved with music anywhere in the A, you either know about Chris or you work with him. So that's
That's
what he's
right.
talking about with that outpour of love. So man, I know you felt it, man, because it's
I,
like how you say, just with them going that extra mile, be like, okay, we can't just come out there and say that's it. We
right.
better make sure this is it.
That's right. And I think that played a real big part. I think that played, and at the end of the day, I was very, very thankful for God seeing fit to put people in place to
Man,
save me, man. So I was grateful, brother.
that's major. Now
Mm.
look, like I say, before we get to all the way to the redemption part of it or to the shake back, just that when you get news like that, I know you already probably thinking like, man, I gotta do something different. Some people get that news, Chris, and be like, oh man, I'm gonna go back to what I was doing. Like, boy, I made it out. You know how like boy back in the day you'll do something like, God, if you just let me out of this one, you let you
Right,
out and you right back to it. But
right.
that initial kind of rehabilitation phase, the initial thoughts about, okay, what do I need to do moving forward? Or how did that go?
Okay, so the hospital had a program, outpatient program after such a catastrophic event for heart patients.
Mm,
So I was able to go through. I qualified for the program. Very, very sweet people. The outpatient heart program, and they took it slow with me. At this point, I'm still obese,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and honestly, I hadn't caught on really completely to doing what I need to.
mm,
Now, as far as working with the people,
mm-hmm,
with I did everything on that part. Dr. Sharifa Baker, Dr. Bevel's wife, she's one of the main doctors over at that facility. They had top of the line therapists. I can't complain about them. They told me a lot about how to get some type of quality of life back. Cause
mm,
at this point, I still got the vest on from the heart
mm,
attack, and I got I'm trying to learn all over again to get my heart strong.
mm,
So I still had a few bad habits. I still wasn't catching on what to do.
mm,
So uh, a second time, I actually had two heart attacks.
mm,
But the second heart attack it wasn't a major heart attack, but
mm,
it was enough to give me a scare.
mm,
So the facility is still working with the facility,
mm,
and they're doing their part to help me. I'm
mm,
still obese at this point, though.
mm.
I'll tell you the trigger, and then if you that really changed it all for me.
Mhm,
It was 3 steps at my house to walk up 3 steps.
mhm,
when I got to the top step, I was out of breath
Man.
and I was hurting from 3
Yeah.
steps, bro.
Damn.
And that was at the point when I said, no more.
Yeah.
I, I was like, Lord, if you can just give me the strength to change, I'm willing to do it right
Mm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
I made my mind up that day, brother. I made my mind up like I'm finna change. I'm
Yeah.
finna
Yeah.
will myself to change, and that was the beginning moments.
Man. So we're gonna fast forward, because like I say, your story is so interesting because, like you say, you were learning how to get your heart back again. But most people that lose consciousness for that amount of time, they usually have some type of brain damage or
That's
so. It's
correct.
just a lot of factors that go into you that
It
people can hear you. You listening to this interview, you sharp, you look good, and all that. So for you to overcome that from the first part, that right there showed you it was a bigger plan that was about to unfold.
that's
So
right.
when you started this path on this physical fitness journey, what were your first baby steps that kind of flipped that switch? I know quality of life was first, but
That's
it's
right.
these certain landmarks that you hit that kind of be like, okay, I got this accomplished. Now, okay, let me try this. I got that accomplished. What clicked? Because people see, because I'm gonna be posting pictures like I told you, and they're gonna see the transformation. What was
Right.
the baby steps that kind of got that addictive state going?
The first really before I lift any type of weights, changed any type of diet, my initial step was mindset.
Man.
Like before I
Mm-hmm.
even did anything, I
Mm-hmm.
I thought it through.
Mm-hmm.
Like what am I gonna do? How I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it and
Mm-hmm.
what's gonna be my approach. So then I started educating myself on what it takes to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And my initial step, my heart doctor told me, say, Chris, you're still overweight and you gonna die. That's what my heart
Man.
doctor said.
Yeah.
He said, I need you to go on a fast. He said, I do, he's a foreign doctor, Dr. Una is a very sharp guy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I need you to go on a 16-8 fast. And I was totally ignorant of what fast. I've heard my mom talk about Daniel fast, and I didn't
Mm-hmm.
heard, but I never paid attention to what fasting was. So my
Mm-hmm.
initial steps was I took his advice on that fast, and I said, Doc, how long you want me doing this? He said, "It's no end." He said,
Man.
this is going to be your life." That was the initial steps.
Okay,
So,
explain to us what 16-8 mean. Break it down for the people that
right.
don't know what that
So what you got all type of fasting.
means.
So when I say 16, that's 16 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. So you hear somebody say 12 and 12 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that simply means the hours. So for 16 hours out the day, straight,
Mm-hmm.
the body can't get nothing in it. The only
Mm-hmm.
thing you can give the body is water within those
Mm-hmm.
16 hours. But other than that, the body receives nothing else.
No fruits or nothing.
No, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Your body stays in what I think ketose. I can't think of the correct way of saying it, but your body goes in a state where it feeds off the body. So it's saying for 16 hours, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And for an 8 hour window, preferably a 6 hour window, which I really did like a 6 hour window. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I would really eat between 12 and 6,
Mm-hmm.
and being 6 o'clock being the latest I could eat. And I was careful on what I ate. So I
Now,
would
being
get,
like you say, we from the South. What did those meals look like?
at that point, I cut out a lot of stuff. I still was doing cold drinks. I wasn't doing them as much, but I was limited on what I did. The fried food was gone at that point. I completely,
Cold turkey.
I cold turkey the fried foods because too much was at stake at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That had clicked in me that I had a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
So don't do things to ruin your chance. So the fried foods at that point, I took them away.
Mm-hmm.
I started learning on how to properly diet. So I would get 2 meals in, and I would get a snack in.
Mm-hmm.
and I started noticing, I started feeling better.
Mm.
So about a month in, I followed him, and I started doing well.
Mm-hmm.
And I called Calvin Hackney.
Mm.
We'd been friends for years. Like I actually been knowing this guy. He had been on me for years. Chris, get my gym, get my gym.
Mm-hmm.
But you know me, health was not important to me.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
care about none of that.
Yeah.
So he called me, say, just come in the gym for one day. So I entertained him,
Mm-hmm.
and I went to the gym, and he said, man, you starting to lose pretty good, man. If you let me get to you, I could properly get you where you need to be.
Mm.
And I was like, Calvin, I really don't know if I want to do nothing like that. Because, you know, I've never ever never lifted no weights. I never did anything. I'm 57 years old, nothing like that on
Yeah.
my mind.
Never. And
So,
look, I can attest to that. We used to mess with Chris. Chris had no
mm,
problem being just a
yeah,
big dude like
I had
that,
no
man.
problem being a fat guy. I had no problem with it.
Yeah.
I was 100% cool with it.
Yeah.
So after I worked out with him, I said, okay, Cal, I'm going to work with you. Like,
Mm.
he told me, he said, I see something that you don't see. And I said, okay.
Blank
So,
canvas.
at that point there, everything changed for me. The culture on how I look at life changed for me.
Mm.
From the mindset, I understood that it wasn't motivation I needed. Motivation is a feeling. You can be
Mm.
motivated some days, and some days you can't be motivated. But you
Man.
still got to get it done. So I understood that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have to be disciplined.
This man. That's
So,
key.
yeah, so,
That's-
you know, and to this day, I roll by that. I'm very disciplined.
Mhm.
You know, if I am motivated on some days, cool. That's just fuel
That's a
to the
plus.
fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a plus.
But I go into actions, and I guess it's a life lesson for me too, because I approach life from a disciplined standpoint now.
Mm.
Everything is so disciplined now.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, long story short, I started approaching how I work with him from a discipline standpoint.
Mm.
And the more I started doing it, it clicked. And I just started enjoying it.
Now, what did those initial workouts? What did you focus on? Did you go in as far as like cardio? Did you go in as far as like strengthening? Or what was the beginning steps? Because we're gonna have people that's gonna tap into this that might be at phase one. What was
Okay,
phase one like for you?
so let's start it all the way from the beginning. I kind of figured you was gonna go there. That's why I let you bring that question in like that. So it's two type of ways folks have to consider when they want to start doing a transformation or want to better themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If you go into this thing and you don't have a background of being an athlete,
Mm.
you're gonna really be in the wind without professional help.
Mm.
Because most people, what I find is, in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
if you notice, let's use the New Year. Everybody's New Year's resolution is, I'm gonna get healthy. I'm gonna go
Get
on a
in shape.
diet. I'm gonna get in
Yeah.
shape. And then 3 weeks in, they quit.
Yeah.
The motivation is gone, and the discipline. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just discipline is the problem; it's ignorance is the problem.
Yeah.
You just don't know how to properly do it.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice to anybody that's really trying to think about getting into this,
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna do the route on your own,
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna do it on your own, which I don't recommend that. I'll never recommend anybody just starting to do it on their own. But if you are get it to better your life, to get in shape is always a plus.
Mm.
So if you're gonna get in this, I always advise people get you a professional trainer,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that can teach you how to target areas. Because the approach he took with me was very targeted.
Mm-hmm.
I work out 3 days a week with him.
Mm-hmm.
Every workout, one set of workout is we working back, triceps, shoulders. Then the next workout we're going to be working biceps, chest. Then the next workout we're going to be working legs. So, you know, folks have to understand the body has hundreds and hundreds of muscles and tissue and tendons. And the body is just like a weave. So what you're trying to do with the body is you're trying to break the muscle down. And so when it breaks down, what that simply means is when you work till you're actually tearing your muscles up. It's just like weaving. Once the muscles tear up, they start tightening back up every time you do it. And I noticed in my initial steps, he took it slow with me, you know. And we do this thing called progressive overload, which is just a term for simply meaning you start off with light weight and then you get bigger. The more weight you lift, the easier it is to tear your muscle down. But you start off light and then you build heavy. And a professional trainer gonna put you in that mode. But if you're not working with a professional trainer and you're just trying to get started on your own, that's the route you want to always work on. Progressive overload. You want to learn your body to see how far you can push it, or you can break the muscle down to rebuild it up. And so, you know, I was totally ignorant about not understanding that if you work the same muscle group more than one day, you're actually not getting any growth.
We call that muscle failure. That's what we used to call it in the military. Once
That's
you get
right.
the muscle failure, there's no more oxygen getting to it. There's no more expanding up. You've done what you can with that muscle.
That's right. And it's usually going to take about a week for that muscle to recover.
Gotcha.
So there's no reason to just going over that muscle over and over and over again, because you done already, like you said, you did the perfect explanation. You done tore it down. So my I guess let me go back a little bit. The thing I would tell people, if you're trying to get started on this journey, you have to be realistic with your mindset, because 70% of the journey is your diet. You have to eat right. The workout gonna be there. Once you have the discipline for the workout, you can work out every day of the week and your body will never change if you're not committed to eating correctly.
Now let me ask you this, Chris. Speaking on the diet part of it. Now I know initially you said you started off with the 16-8. Now as you got in better health, you were working out more, and Christ, I don't know how it works, but did your body need to feel more carbs or anything like that? What did you shift your diet to at a point where you were at a more healthier state? Did you stay in that 16-8 phase, or did you transition into a diet built to what you're doing as far as working out?
Transition to a diet that's built for me, and Calvin helped me understand the diet that was necessary for me. And not just necessary for me, but necessary for a healthy lifestyle. So the initial start for me was we went 2 weeks with no carbs in the body. 100% no carbs. And that was to get my body to get rid of all the junk.
So what would you eat on a day-to-day basis with that?
Okay,
I'm breaking it down just to help casuals that's you know what I'm saying?
Right. So
trying to get into it.
So this was my daily diet. Get up about 7 o'clock. I'm going to fix me some eggs, which is protein number one. Fix me some eggs, and I'm going to fix me a turkey sausage. That's meal number one. About 3 hours later, I'm going to do me a whey protein shake. Straight water with it. 3 hours after that, I'm going to eat me some chicken. Just straight chicken. 3 hours after that, I'm gonna drink me a whey protein shake. And then I'm gonna close out with some type of protein, whether it be eggs or chicken or sausage.
How you prepare the chicken? How do they prepare the chicken?
All baked, skinless and baked.
Skinless and baked.
Yeah, and that was my total diet for 14 days.
Okay.
And weight just started shredding off me. Like it just started once it started, my metabolism level, it was weird because
Mm-hmm.
I've been lazy and I never had energy ever in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But my metabolism started changing on that no carb.
Mm-hmm.
So after the initial no carb, this is where the trainer came in handy at. Calvin was like, okay, now we're gonna change you into a new phase diet. You're gonna have carbs but complex carbs. So I had the vegetables, the oatmeal. I still roll the turkey sausage to the day. I had the beans.
Mm-hmm.
Like today I had pinto beans with turkey sausage and chicken breast. That was my
Mm-hmm.
meal for the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whey protein shakes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have I can do fruits now. So I do a fruit might be a meal. I do smoothies. Everything is clean.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one thing that's weird about it. One day a week I do not a cheat day, but a cheat meal.
Mm-hmm.
And the purpose that he designed that is to shock the body.
Mm-hmm.
And because the body can get stagnated, some people will get, when they figure out that, well, I'm eating right and I'm not losing any weight, or they start losing weight and then they plateau. And
Same concept as muscle failure. Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
they get frustrated because they don't know
Mm-hmm.
why.
Mm-hmm.
But in all actuality, as long as you're eating right, the body is changing. You might
Mm-hmm.
not you might not be losing the weight, but you're definitely losing the inches. The
Got you.
the
Got
body, our bodies are so smart. The science is real, and
you.
the more I get into it and I start learning that the science is real, the easier it was for me to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that's thinking about lifestyle change, they have to understand you have to be prepared to go in with some type of diet. I've heard
Mm-hmm.
that the Mediterranean diet, folks do well with that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I've noticed there's so many people on their health journeys that's been successful, and
Mm-hmm.
none of us have gotten there the same way.
Good point.
But for my journey, I stayed consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to my trainer. I'm at the point now I actually can train folks. I actually train a few people across the
That's
country.
good transition because I was going
Yeah,
to ask you about that because when people see, because I keep telling y'all, man, when I show y'all these pictures, this is going to be probably this is the realest transformation I've witnessed. I ain't gonna say nobody else. I can't speak on nobody else, but from what I've witnessed, seeing a body type transform from what it was to present state, this is the realest transition I've seen. And like you said, now you're getting to the point where you can give advice and you can train and give meal
right.
plans and all that. What's that like coming from this side of the fence now? Do you see like yourself for some people, or do you see like
I
the
do.
reluctance to like, if I eat this, or how's this side of the fence for you?
Well, the folks that I really work with are folks that I don't that want it.
Mm,
It makes it a lot easier if you want it and you understand. I want to change and I want to
that
change now.
mindset you was talking about. Yeah.
Right. So those folks are the folks I work with, and I try to encourage. I want everybody to be healthy.
Yeah.
Lord,
Yeah.
help us know. I want everybody. I'm at the
Mm,
point now since I understand the concept of being healthy, and I see the things that people go through that are not healthy.
mm,
I know the pretending that go on to a lot of big people that act like they cool being. It is not cool being unhealthy. It
yeah.
is not cool being obese.
Yeah.
There's nothing cool about walking down the street and you tired if you walk halfway down the street.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
already got your hands on your hips. You wore out.
right, right.
Yeah.
And so helping others, it's a surreal feeling to be able to help others. But you know what? My biggest the folks that fight against me the worst are
Who was it?
the folks that are closest to me.
That's
They
how it always is, ain't it?
they fight against it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for them. So I have to work a balance where I'm not over pushing people to be
Yeah.
where I'm at, because you can't expect everybody to have your mindset, because at one point I didn't have this mindset.
There you go. That's facts.
I was cool just being who I was, even though I knew better.
Mm-hmm.
but I still was cool being who I was. I was cool being who I was.
It's easy, Chris. It's comfortable. Most people don't like to get out there, whether it's a job, most people don't like to get pushed out their comfort zone. So,
Right,
like you say, you gotta let people get there at their own pace. Like the mindset, like you said, it gotta click in them. Okay, I want to do better. Because as
right.
long as just like forcing religion on somebody, anything,
That's
if
right.
they're not ready to take sobriety, if they're not ready to take that step and make that conscious decision, it'll always be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Anything
That's
make a
right.
relapse. You know what I'm
You
saying? Whatever
you
that
are
relapse look like.
you are 1,000% correct. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm learning on my journey to be cautious on how I approach people. And I never want to discourage anybody. But I like to be a living testimony that if you're willing to change, I give you no excuses why you can't. You see
Man,
every reason why you can. Because everybody that personally knows me know. I went in the mud. I
man,
went in the mud. I went
real
got it
life lesson.
like
Yeah,
what they say started at the very bottom
bottom like, for real.
and
You
started at
walked in the gym a clean slate.
a
Don't you ain't never
clean
worried about
slate.
a weight.
Right. And so, and even at the point I am now, I'm still a baby in it.
Mm.
That's what's crazy about it. It's just I want it more than most.
Mm.
I'm
How much you done lost now, Chris, to date? From
well. I wa-
hospital to date?
I started at 367 and I'm at 210 right now.
Man, yeah,
Yeah,
solid 210 too.
yeah,
Solid.
210
Like
at 210.
bodyguards said it's 210.
Yeah, I'm at 210,
Yeah.
and I could I'm at the point where I actually control my weight. Like I got complete control over my weight. I could put on 20 pounds and you won't even see that I put it on, and
Mm.
I could take it off just as quick. So
Yeah.
I'm at the point in life now where I'm just tightening up where I'm at. You
So
know,
how you feel about the way now you got a wheelhouse you want to stay in, like 210 to 225, or you got a range you got in mind you want to set for yourself?
I'm gonna stay at this range where I'm at right now. I'm gonna stay
Mm-hmm.
exactly at this range right here.
Mm.
If it flutters to 220 or if it flutters to 200, I'm cool with that. But I'm gonna stay with that range because
Yeah.
the way my body is developing and as the body starts developing, once it develops quick. Once it starts.
Yeah. Now let me
So
ask you this, Chris. Before we get up out of here, man, what's like, man? You bumping into old partners and stuff now, man. Like you say, this had never been you. You just bumping into
right.
somebody randomly, man. They hadn't seen you in a while, or they come across you, maybe see you on social media. You know, you active on a few platforms. What's the reaction you get when you meet somebody that's seen this transformation? Just all they know is the old Chris.
There's a lot of people confused. Like, it's no other
Yeah,
way to put it.
yeah,
You know, I get a lot. I got a lot of support out in the community, man. Like
yeah. That's what's up,
so
man.
many people tell me what I get from most people is that I inspire them.
Yes,
Like,
Lord.
like I have so many people telling me you have no idea the inspiration you have given, and now that part makes me feel really, really good. They say
Mm.
because you've shown that the body can change. So that's the biggest thing I get in the community when people, especially friends, a family that haven't seen me for a while. It like I had a friend come down the other day. He said, "Man, I'm never ever gonna get used to seeing you look like this." That's what he told.
It's
That
still
was
crazy, man.
yeah,
All of us.
yeah. You know, you got to. It's really crazy to me too, though,
Yeah,
because this new guy, I don't know him yet. The,
that's
yeah,
wild.
I do not know who this guy is. So I'll say this as we getting ready to close. Anybody can change if you can walk, if you
Man,
can talk, if you can raise your hands, if you can open your mouth.
man.
You can change. Don't let anybody tell you you can't change.
Mm,
And sometimes the journey is lonely because sometimes you have to walk it on your own.
facts.
But if you are willing to get it in the mud, the science will work. I promise you. The
Man,
science works. I'm living proof that the science works. You
And
know.
look,
Mm,
before we wrap up, I'm gonna tell you one of the things because I didn't get your side text. I might see something you post and tell you inspire me, but the space you inspire me from is not can't nobody tell me what discipline don't do. You know
right.
it. You know like okay if I'm disciplined, do, but I've seen what a disciplined mind and having a targeted goal can do when it's properly applied and you want it as bad as you did. So
That's
now
right.
I can't, like you say, the motivation is wonderful. That's a plus. Some days you get up, you know you want to go, you want to hit it. You might do extra
Right.
sets or something. But them days, like I tell my son when it's time to work out, them days you don't want to work out. Them the ones
Mm,
that count.
that
Them the
that
ones where you putting that extra that
that's right.
overtime in your bag, that 4th and 1 now, or that fourth quarter. Them the ones that count the days when it's not so pretty outside, when it's
That's right.
raining, your homeboy's still on the game.
That's
So I
right.
want to tell you, I appreciate you inspiring me from more of a discipline standpoint more than anything else.
Well, brother, you know, I take that. Thank you for your kindness, but you got to realize, guys like you and Snack and Scott, I've watched all you guys for years. Always be athletic, work to always keep yourselves keeping it honest. You
Yeah,
guys have always done that.
keep it
So,
on. Yeah, yeah.
so, so, in retrospect, you've inspired me just as much, family. Like I
I
have
appreciate that,
so much respect for you, not only as a man, but as a son, as a father, as a husband,
man.
as a
I
person in the
appreciate it.
community.
Yeah,
You know, Rev will be very proud of you. You've done right by you, and
I appreciate that, man.
I appreciate everything that you're doing. I love your podcast. You have so many great guests, and you from so many different ranges to help
Yeah,
people be better. So
man. I appreciate that.
much respect, brother.
Much. Hey, we gonna end it on that note. What this guy right here is epitomizes what my platform is all about: accomplishing visualized goals. He had a goal, he accomplished it. It was something he visioned when he said he walked out the hospital and turned over a total new leaf in life. I know people say you can't say 360, did a total 180.
That's
So
right.
man, that's how we gonna end it, man. I always visualize your goals, and after that, you accomplish those visualized goals. 9/11, Jacobs Beats, Big Chris. Love you, brother. I appreciate that, man.
Love you, bro.
One, we out.
One, we out.